Hello and welcome to another edition of THA Video Game Reviews. Remember the arcades? Those classic arcade games that won over our hearts and got our quotas in our attempt to beat them, impress friends, and even a couple of girls? Well, today we're looking at 3 arcade games that were ported to home consoles. I'm of course talking about Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and Mario Bros. What the hell is this? This looks nothing like Pac-Man. Pac-Man is barely recognizable while the ghosts are blinking on and off the screen like the Atari showing his home couldn't handle all that movement. Of course, because of the Atari not being able to hold the same power as the arcades, we got a much more scaled down version of Pac-Man at home, which even led to the video game crash in 1983. But enough of that, let's talk gameplay. Everything is still here. You play as Pac-Man, and you have to swallow these dots to advance in the later stages. And you can even eat a power pellet to turn the ghosts blue and making them eatable. The ghosts are said to have their own AIEs, but I don't really see that here. The Atari probably just couldn't duplicate that advanced feature from the arcade. You have 3 lives, which was the standard number of lives you were given in games back then. If the ghosts make contact with Pac-Man, you lose a life. You can only engage the ghosts after eating a power pellet to turn them blue. Otherwise, you'll want to avoid them like the plague. Get all the dots and you make it to the next round. Each round just gets harder and harder until eventually you die. These days there are a lot more better versions of the original Pac-Man out there. Don't get this one. Now let me please hope that Donkey Kong is a little bit better. Oh yeah, this is much better. Though I'm aware this isn't even a port of the original arcade, but a console-made version of it. But everything is here. You have Jumpman, who was later named Mario, Donkey Kong throwing bells, and the damsel in distress hanging on by a thread. Now I understand the quote, you can't climb a ladder with a hammer in your hand. If you take the hammer, you can't ascend or descend the ladders. And if the bell gets past your hammer, it can still kill you. You get points for jumping over the bells, and you need to climb up a ladder that's whole to advance to the top and get that old Donkey Kong, who is actually Cranky Kong. So it's called Donkey Kong, but it's not actually Donkey Kong in the game, but Cranky Kong? What? Of course, Donkey Kong will always be remembered for introducing the platforming genre and introducing us to that gosh darn Donkey Kong. And of course, one of the most iconic video game characters of all time, Mario. Which brings me to our final game of the day, Mario Bros. Yes, before there was Super Mario Bros, there was just Mario Bros. Play as single player or 2 player, with the second player of course being Luigi, and advance through stages taking out enemies and collecting gold coins along the way. On the highest score you can. The bottom of the screen will have power blocks which take out all the enemies on the screen. Something that will reappear in Super Mario Bros. 2. You take out enemies by bumping the ground underneath them and then jumping up on that platform to knock them off. However, I have to say the controls in this are so stiff. It takes a head start with the D-pad to get to another platform. You can't just hit the jump button, and you end up running into the enemy or going across the stage whether you mean to or not. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to bop that like button. When it comes to graphics, Pac-Man is a clear loser. I mean, if you went into this game thinking it was going to be like the arcade version, then I can only imagine the disappointment. The color schemes are different and you can barely tell what's going on the screen. Donkey Kong is a little better than the graphics department, while it doesn't have the cutscenes the original Donkey Kong game has. It does have a new soundtrack for the time screen and some different modes to make the game more fun. And of course, Mario Bros. Graphics aren't that bad either. You can clearly tell who Mario is and the variety of enemies, giving you just a small glimpse into what will eventually become the Super Mario Bros. Trilogy on the old school NES. All 3 games are fairly challenging and will eat away at your lives the more you play, making it worth a replay and getting past the tough spots to show how strong you are as a gamer. While these console versions can't emulate the actual arcade games, they were at the time the only way to bring the arcades home with us. Back to a simpler time where a quarter can grant you 3 lives and a chance to prove how good you were, to hang out with friends and compare high scores, creating a sense of community and friendship. Many of us have bonded to these old games, and they remain classics even to this day. That's it for this season of TJ Reviews. Thanks for spending this time with me, and I will see you next time.